fusion of Latin and African rhythms was actually born in New York City in the 1930s, though it traces its roots back hundreds of years to Africa and the Caribbean. Its evolution is chronicled and celebrated at the International Salsa Museum in Spanish Harlem.
The history begins from the polyrhythms out of West Africa. Approximately 500,000 Yoruba-speaking Africans were brought to Cuba alone between 1750 and 1850.
The slaves brought with them their sacred bata drums.
These drums, I can safely say, hold all of the rhythms of Cuba and Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic. And when Cuba, you're talking about the comparsa, the conga, the guaguancó, the song, Colombia, cha-cha-cha, bolero, and in Puerto Rico is the bomba, the plena, the mapelle. If it's basic, if it has a beat, it's contained within these drums because that was the gift of the African slaves.
A large influx of Puerto Ricans and Cubans between 1915 and 1930 brought those rhythms to New York.
And so all of these intrinsic rhythms come to New York City, to Spanish Harlem, and here begins the amalgam. Here begins the transformation.
The up-tempo mixture of Afro, Spanish, Caribbean rhythms and jazz is created, nurtured, and developed here, peaking in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, nationally and internationally. Although it wasn't actually called salsa then. The term salsa was coined in the late 60s to market Latino music.
Nobody wakes up one day and says, I'm going to invent classical music or rhythm and blues or soul music. It's basically folkloric. It's a generic term. It's a term that's basically came out of the New York salseros.
And it's the salseros, the salsa players themselves, who helped build the museum's collection of photographs, instruments, recordings, and other mementos. In addition to collecting and preserving artifacts, the Salsa Museum also hosts concerts, offers music classes, and sponsors salsa radio programs. Suggested admission to the International Salsa Museum is $3. The museum is located at 2127 3rd Avenue at 116th Street. For more information, call 212-289-1368 or go online to www.homestead.com/INTL Salsa Museum. Stephanie Simon, New York 1.